Okay guys, I've been collecting and refinishing and reselling and refurbishing knives for a long time now, and I just thought it was time to do a little inventory here. This is not half the knives that I've redone and sold, and I'm constantly going through, crappy knives, great knives, mediocre knives, and at this time in my knife collection, I just wanted to take a little snapshot of what I've got. So, because I'm about to sell maybe like 9 of these, and I just want to capture what I have here, maybe for future reference when I continue my collection. So I'm just going to go right through and talk about each one, and hopefully not make this an extremely long video. So, at the flea market, I got this old timer Schrade. I've had some really cool Schrades in the past. This one is very reliable. I've scratched the blade up a little bit though, actually opening quahogs in New England. But I'm about to sell this, and I just want to get it on tape. This is a beautiful knife. It's really cool. I'm not really sure what the steel is, but I'm sure it's not that great because it doesn't take that much to sharpen it, and it does scratch easily. But the 6.0 timer, Schrade, made in USA, very nice. Comes with a really cool leather pouch. I actually used that as my EDC for a while. Here is my first real butterfly knife from the Bradley Co. Beautiful Kimura 5. I love this knife. It's my favorite Balisong right now. It's all modified up. I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little tape thing there to make it do that. So when I want to open it, it pops open. Actually, let's hold on one sec. If I want to open it, I made it so it could pop open, and then if I did an aerial, I made sure it wouldn't go down past that. That took a little while to figure out. I actually used a mechanical pencil spring to do that, and this Balisong so far has been the most reliable and most solid one that I've had. And I'm really trying to get a Benchmade 40 series, but that'll come with time and with money. Right now all I have is the Benchmade 51, which is pretty sweet. The G10 handles and the titanium liners. It's really light, which is okay for like when you want to do the finger rolls, but other than that, I'm really looking for a Balisong that's a little bit heavier. This one's really cool because the blade is pretty long. I really like that. Yeah, so that's got some really cool technology on it. That's why I bought that one. Here's one of my early Balisong pursuits. This is a crappy Pakistan knife that was actually in really bad shape, and I cleaned it up a little bit. It's alright. It actually does what it's asked of, and that's pretty cool. This I acquired recently at a yard sale for 15 bucks, I think, and it's kind of cool. It's a Infidel, I think, or Scarab reproduction, and it really comes out with authority and goes back down with authority. This is the second out the front knife that I've had, and it's a lot better than the one I had before. But even though it does have some blade play, which I don't really like, but overall it's pretty cool to have, and I got it for 15 bucks, so it's not marked or anything. It doesn't say made in China, which is a plus. Here is a little Pakistan kind of buck replica that I got for, I think I got it for like $1 at a flea market, and I thought it was kind of unique, and this is when I was first collecting knives, and it's actually alright. It gets sharp and it stays sharp for a while, but you do have to sharpen it a lot. I thought this scale was pretty cool. Next, when I was a snowboard instructor at Blue Mountain, this is my Victorinox snowboard Swiss Army knife, and it's got all kinds of attachments. It's really cool, and this is the most bulky Swiss Army knife that I'll carry. It's pretty awesome. My friend gave me this leather case to go with it. It actually fits it perfectly. I got this at a flea market too. This is an electrician's knife, and it's beautiful. It's got really cool, I don't know what that is, composite handles or something, or scales, but the knives on it are beautiful, and it's like in prime condition. It's really nice, and I don't think I'm ever gonna sell this. I really like this. So next, my dad had a Goodwill store after he realized I was collecting knives. Got me this crazy eagle's head little crapper keeper knife. It's not anything special, but it's kind of cool. And lastly, along with this, I got this tiny little thing at a garage sale for nothing. Yeah, just gave it to me. But it keeps a really sharp edge, and it's kind of a cool like letter opener item. It doesn't have a lanyard hole, so you can't carry it on your keys, but it's still pretty cool. Alright, now onto the fixed blades. Here is I forget what it's called, Entwistle or S-Wine or something, Sportsman. Got this for $1 at a yard sale and cleaned it up a bit. It was covered in crap, and somebody took a grinder to it, but it's still pretty cool. The pommel's a little bit loose. Actually, I just soaked it, so it's actually pretty nice right now. It's pretty tight, and I'm gonna sell that one too. It's got this really cool sheath. I don't think that's the original, but it's old, and you can tell it's still together. It's pretty old. This one I got in I think a 4-knife buy at a flea market. This is made in Ireland. I don't know if you can see Jawaka or something of the Republic of Ireland, but it's pretty cool. No sheath. Really cool jimping though on the finger grip there, and it's pretty solid. So it's a really thick blade. This I got when I was very young at a flea market. Little made in Taiwan diver's knife. It used to have a really cool sheath, but I kind of broke it. But you know, if you want a throwing knife, this is all one piece of metal. It's ready to go. This knife I just acquired, and I'm not really sure what it is, but it might be a custom knife. Somebody might have made it, because you can tell by the leather sheath. It's kind of unique. It's pretty cool. Alright, and here is when I was first getting into knives. I really wanted a switchblade that looked just like this, and I always keep it stored like this, but I don't know, it's got a little bit of blade play, and I'm not really happy with it. I paid like $50 for this, and I wish that I hadn't. I really want a Frank Bell trim, and this, I really hope that a Frank Bell trim would have no blade play, and that would be like a very enlightening thing for me, because this one didn't really stand up to my expectations. I actually made this sheath when I was like 3 years ago. This is the knife that got me back into collecting. This thing was completely covered in black rust, and you can tell by the deep pitting, and it's made in Japan. It's nothing special, but when I picked it up, it was heavy, because this thing here is pretty heavy, and I don't know, I cleaned it up, and it was the first time cleaning up a really crappy condition knife, and actually I broke this off of the screw that comes down, and I know it's a really crappy knife, but still, just all the work that I had to do to keep it in good condition, and it's very solid right now. So that's just kind of what kick-started this off. This I found in a yard sale for $1. It was completely covered in rust, and I think it might be hand forged. I'm not really sure. It's kind of off, like the blade is kind of twisted, and the leather handle was really dry. I soaked it in water a couple times, and it's really tight right now. I'm selling this one actually, and it's got this blood groove. It looks like somebody scraped that out, but it's a pretty cool knife. I'm not really sure what it is. It's unmarked. This is one of the Black Beauty. This is the second largest Black Beauty from Western that you can find. This also was covered in a huge amount of black rust, and I got it all off and sharpened it, and it keeps a wicked edge, and it is awesome. I think I'm going to just keep this forever because I got it for real cheap at a flea market with this knife here, and it's actually just a badass knife, and it's real cool. I like it. And then it came with this cool case sheath, which can fit another knife into it too. Here comes the Spyderco that I actually just sold on eBay, an old civilian with the toughnum covered aluminum and the inserts. This is an early version. I just sold this for 150 bucks on eBay, and I got it for 15 bucks at a yard sale. Made in Sekai, Japan. It's freaking awesome. It's so sharp. I barely touched it, and I cut myself, and I think that might be the only thing it's ever cut before. This is actually the first serious Spyderco that I've ever owned, and it is just freaking awesome, but gotta sell it because I'm trying to make money right now. Next we have, at the same garage sale, I got this Benchmade 9000 AFO switchblade for 20 bucks, and this thing is freaking awesome. Not a scratch on it. Perfect condition, and it is seriously one of the coolest knives I've ever had. It's super heavy duty, deploys really fast. I'm actually trying to sell this right now, but we'll see. I really like that one. This one is an old Katasaku knife that my grandfather actually gave to me when I was pretty young, because he saw me rooting around in his closet, and I found it, and he gave it back to me. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, but his name Steve is carved in it, and it's pretty important to me. That's cool. It's just one of the knives that I've come to love and come to value as part of my collection. This is, of course, the K-Bar, USMC standard issue. I took the black coating off because for some reason I thought it made it look like a toy, and I really love it without the coating. It's really cool. I think it looks totally awesome without the coating, and I used some kind of paint remover to get this off. I forget, I did it a while ago, but it's just beautiful now. I almost ruined the handle, but thank God I have this super cool wax that fixed it right back up, and this is pretty cool. I don't think I'll ever get rid of that. Next, I have a Gerber, a $35 Gerber that my girlfriend gave to me. That has my initials in it right there. And this thing, I have no complaints about this cheap little knife. It's like 35 bucks brand new, but there's absolutely no blade play. Really great thick liner lock. It comes, I mean, it's really reliable. Stays sharp, keeps an edge. I use it all the time. And last, I have this little Kershaw. I think it's a Ken Onion, and this thing is probably the knife that I rely on the most. It's got these really cool circular serrated edges here, and I've never seen that before, and trust me, this thing stays so sharp, and I use it all the time. So there's my knife collection. I'm actually getting a Spyderco military tomorrow, so I'm really excited. Hope you enjoyed this, and please tune into my other videos. Thank you.